if it's a protective mechanism, which it is, then we need to understand that it has been activated. And that's why I call it insulin resistance activated. So we need to figure out how insulin resistance was activated. And there's several things that will activate insulin resistance. The first one is nutritional colonizers. Now, for those who are not familiar with my work, I'll do a brief overview of what nutritional colonizers are. However, stay tuned, make sure you subscribe to the channel because everything that I'm saying, I'm going to explain more in depth coming up. But nutritional colonizers are simply processed foods. Now, the reason why I call them nutritional colonizers is because we have to understand that these processed foods, they act in two ways. One, they wreak metabolic havoc by coming into your body and increasing the glucose, increasing the insulin, and increasing inflammation. These foods, they have no fiber, no nutrients. They are stripped of anything that could be valuable to it. And so on one hand, you have the processed foods that are wreaking metabolic havoc. And that is already a problem. However, there's another campaign to these nutritional colonizers, and that is the stripping away of your natural resources, also known as your vitamins and your minerals. So your body is intelligent enough to heal, recover, and repair from the first attack with the nutritional colonizers, the first attack of the processed foods. And the way your body would naturally defend itself and recover and heal is by utilizing the minerals in the body, such as the calcium, the magnesium, potassium. Your body already has weapons to defend itself. The problem with the processed foods, there's multiple problems, but one of the problems with the processed foods is that not only does it cause inflammation, high insulin and high glucose, but it's also robbing your body of its natural resources. It's robbing your body of the calcium, the potassium, the magnesium. It's robbing your body of the vitamin D, the hormone D, which is a huge problem. And so the very things that your body would use to defend itself and to heal and recover is being stolen by the nutritional colonizers. And so when your body goes to recover and defend itself, it's like the hands are tied behind its back. Your body's hands are tied behind its back. It doesn't have the resources to defend itself. And so that's why we call it nutritional colonizers. And nutritional colonizers are the main actors or the main activators in this process we call insulin resistance. Now, here's something that I need for everyone to really understand. It is almost impossible to become insulin resistant, diabetic, hypertensive, or any of these things without processed foods. I mean, you can go and sit in a sugarcane field and chew on sugarcane all day long until your jaw fall out. You're not going to become insulin resistant. That's not the way nature designed the food. Before you become insulin resistant, your jaw will literally fall out. So you need processed foods to become insulin resistant. And I need for you all to understand it because I understand that we've been told and we've been sold this lie that it just runs in our family. And that's not the truth. The truth is that we need these foods to become insulin resistant. Next, so although the nutritional colonizers, the processed foods are a main component or the major component for becoming insulin resistant, it's not enough. Because if you have someone who's eating these type of foods once a day, the chances of them becoming insulin resistant is very slim. They would have to eat this type of food frequently, such as every 2 to 3 hours or 6 meals a day, like we've all been told. So the next component as far as becoming insulin resistant is frequent eating. We're not designed to eat frequently. We're not designed to be eating from the moment we wake up all the way into the moment we fall asleep. That is not natural to the body. And if you look at the physiology of how I was explaining insulin and glucose works, and you see that it takes time to utilize the glucose in the cell and utilize the glycogen in the cell, and it takes time to convert the glucose to fat, then you will understand that if I'm continuously adding more fuel to this fire every 2 to 3 hours, it's only a matter of time before you become resistant. And so the next activator in this equation of insulin resistant is frequency, eating frequently. The next activator for becoming insulin resistant is lack of movement. We're designed to move. So once you have that glucose in your cell, the glucose is there for energy in the now or potential energy. So when we're talking about glucose being used as fuel for our cells, we have to understand that the body has a certain amount of energy that it's using no matter what you're doing. When you're just at a standstill and you're just laying in bed, you're just breathing and you're just watching TV or you're just doing nothing, this is called your basic metabolic rate. Your basal metabolic rate is essentially the amount of energy your body is using to do nothing. And so the more you do, the more energy you're going to need. However, that basic amount is going to still bring down the blood sugar a tiny amount. But if you really want to kick it up a notch, you get up, you walk, you jog, you run, you lift weights, you exercise, you jump, you move around, and this will start to really bring down that blood sugar. And this is why not moving, it allows that problem to remain the same because you're not really using much fuel. And so the excess fuel that you have, you're not even using that. And so it's just staying in the bloodstream. However, when you start to move around, you really start to get the heart pumping, you start breathing hard, well, that requires energy. And luckily for you or anyone in this situation, you have more than enough energy that will be utilized by the cells. Now, those are the major activators of insulin resistance, but of course, there are other things that can also increase insulin and glucose, such as stress. Stress does it. Drinking juice and soda, that will definitely do it. We talked about, lack of movement, but also there are medications that will do the same. So once again, subscribe to the channel because I'll be doing videos about every single one of those and you don't want to miss it.